Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Canada has what is probably going to be a female world champion, probably for quite some time. Her name is Tamm Thibault, and she is a former two-time Olympian. She's won the world championships, amateur, the Commonwealth Championships, Pan Am Games. I think she won. But as a professional, I mean, her style lends itself to the pro game very, very impressively. She's now 4 wins with no draws, no defeats, and 3 of those are KO, so that's a high ratio for the female game. She took on an undefeated Italian called Cristina Mazzotta, who'd had 1 fight against a journeywoman, but there could not have been a bigger gulf in class between these 2 women. Cristina herself, big-looking woman, but Thibault has that. I mean, she must be nearly 6 foot if she's not 6 foot. She has that sort of Amazonian, very, very physically imposing sort of stature. And Thibault had no problem jumping, all over Mazzotta from the word go. I think she was listed as orthodox, but I read somewhere that she switch hits. I don't know. Maybe sometimes you read things and they're wrong. But it didn't really matter what stance she had, because straight away she was landing backhands on Mazzotta, and Mazzotta was, like quite visibly stunned. I don't mean stunned, or if she was certainly to be stunned, literally stunned in a moment, but stunned in the mindset, like, what the hell was that? Oh, I've been here. That's hard, and she was standing way too upright, and Thibault managed to get her in the corner and then promptly flattened her. I mean, the punch landed right on the jaw and unhinged Mazzotta's legs. Mazzotta's probably never been hit like that before in her entire life. Doesn't matter how many rounds she sparred or whatever. And down she went. And when she got up, she had this, it was clearly her legs were all over the place, but she had this stunned look like, oh my God, did anyone get the number of that bus that just hit me? It was that type of reaction. And the referee quite wise. I thought for a moment he was going to let it go on. I was thinking, oh my God, this woman's going to get seriously injured. But no, he quite rightly stopped it within the first minute. And yeah, I mean, on goes Tamm Thibault. I mean, she looks like she's a lot of fun to watch, which is what the women's game needs. Now, this was part of the Canadian Most Valuable Promotions card that had a lot of female fighters on there. And some of the female fighters, they were entertaining, but they didn't have that world-class skill. I always say, and this is probably going to be considered in certain quarters a bit chauvinistic, but the best female fighters are the ones that fight like men. It looks like you're watching 2 men fight. And by that I mean, because the talent pool of the women's game is still deepening. It's still relatively shallow. A lot of the prospects and contenders, they don't look particularly well schooled. I mean, there was like Naomi Valle, for example, who's only 21. She can learn, but she lost her unbeaten record against a real, slugger, a very, very crude, unsophisticated opponent who just sort of old womaned her out of the fight. With Tamm Thibault, as you would expect from a 2-time Olympian, you don't get that. You get a woman who looks like she knows what she's doing. Excellent stance, good footwork, nice shape, throws the punches at the correct times. That is to say, she's not just winging punches. There's method to what she's doing. Body to head, head to body. There's just a real. It's a real educated way of fighting. And how good Ms. Mazzotta is, I don't know. She doesn't know, because she just got blown away in only her second fight without landing a single punch. She I don't think she even threw many. Did she throw any? I can't remember. I'll have to look at it again. But Tamm Thibault, yeah, she's going to be a star in the women's game, because she's got the talent and she's got the style that's very friendly. And you get some very good female fights at lower level, because if you get 2 people who don't really have much in the way of skill, they could still produce a good fight. But this woman is not only skillful, she's exciting to watch as well. So I want to see her pick up belts and start, this. If I don't know if she'd get in a ring with her, but At middleweight, this girl against Clarissa Shields, that's a fight right there. And before anyone says, well, Thibault's only had 4 fights, look at the people Shields is fighting, supposedly at heavyweight, although it isn't really heavyweight. As I said before, there are only 17 professional. There were, last year anyway, when I checked, there were only 17 registered female professional heavyweights in the world. In the world. And Clarissa's walking around with all those belts saying she's the heavyweight champion of the world, on a par with Usyk. No, get back down to middleweight and fight the likes of Tamm Thibault, who may not be quite ready yet. But, I mean, this is a woman. What about, Cruz Dezern? I mean, I know she's at super middle, but I don't think Thibault would have a problem with fighting her. Savannah Marshall's another one, if she's still fighting. Thibault in with her, that would be a very good fight. Very good fight. So we'll see, we'll see. But keep a lookout for this girl, Canadian, Tamm Thibault. If you are Canadian and you follow Canadian boxing, let me know what you think of this girl. You may have seen a lot more than I have of her in the amateurs. And let me know what you think her prospects are for becoming a world champ. Is she going to unify and rule the roost for a long, long time? There aren't that many opponents out there, fellow prospects, but let me know. And she's 28 now anyway, so she's probably at the top of her game. Certainly physically, she's coming into her prime anyway. All right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think. Comments below. If you like the video, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We have videos for you virtually every day, so join the party. Go on. It costs you nothing. Takes a second, doesn't it? All right. Thanks a lot then. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.